Good morning, everyone. It's Clint with Break Down Your Barriers here. And today I want to talk about accountability is the first step to change. You know, talked a lot about building mental strength, developing self respect and self confidence, um, you know, using our mind, the way that we think, all this stuff to help bring about the goals that we want to achieve and the success that we're seeking. But one really important aspect of that is taking accountability for all of our actions. And that really is the first step to change. There's a lot of times that we as people, we want to justify our actions. When I was an alcoholic, I could always find an excuse as to why I needed to drink. Oh, I'm stressed. Oh, life sucks. Oh, work is beating me down. The list continues. But I never took the accountability. I never said, like, hey, I got a problem. I can't put down the bottle. And it wasn't until I realized that the source of my problems was me. And I had to take accountability for that. I had to take accountability for all the hurt and pain I caused my family, for all the stupid things that I did when I was drinking. Um, you know, and once I got a DUI is when I was like, oh, this has to change. But the first thing was holding myself accountable, not making any excuses. And that's hard to do. We don't want, as people, we don't like it when we have to acknowledge that we messed up. That's not something we enjoy. So, our natural instinct tells us, oh, here's an excuse, here's this, here's that, whatever. But the thing is, all we're doing is, you know, placating and not owning whether we have a problem, that, hey, we made a mistake. We need to learn from it. And we're not able to move forward because we're still trying to play that game of, oh, well, this reason, that reason. The thing is, look, we just got to be accountable. We've got to hold ourselves accountable so we can then allow ourselves to grow and change. Once we start taking accountability for our actions, we start looking at things differently. And it's not an easy process. None of this is. Change is not easy, period. It's been difficult for me. It's changing my entire way of thinking, and it's changing, all the habits and routines and things that I did. But I can tell you right now that since I started taking accountability for my actions, since I started, owning the mistakes I made and going, you know what, I'm not going to make them anymore, I feel so much better about myself. My relationships are better. Even my work is better. Why? Because I don't sit there and I don't make excuses. I take accountability. And, there's times when you've got to just, eat crow. It's the best way to put it. You got to just sit back and go, crap. All right, man. Yep. That was stupid. That was dumb. And I'm going to take accountability for that. And that starts building in your mind that idea of ownership for your actions, ownership for your destination, and ownership for your goals and the changes that you want to make. Because an accountable person will sit there and go, you know what? I don't like my situation. Or, yeah, I made those mistakes, but I don't want to make them anymore. So I want to take accountability for them, and I'm going to learn how to not do that again. And that's a huge part to being able to move forward in our lives. If we start taking accountability in every aspect of our lives and holding ourselves accountable, having other people hold us accountable, I mean, that's a good thing. And it's always great to have someone that you can rely on to help hold you accountable. But other people can't make you accountable. They can say, hey, man, you messed up, or hey, you shouldn't do this or that. But at the end of the day, the only person that can truly hold the accountability is you and me. We have to be accountable for ourselves. And by doing so, we start developing the skills necessary to move forward because we start looking at things from a different angle. We no longer look at it as, oh, here's every excuse under the sun as to why I do this. And, you can't blame me because of whatever my circumstances are. No. We start going, hey, yeah, this situation, this circumstance, this decision, whatever. I made a poor decision here. What I learned from it. That was a stupid action. Okay, I'm not going to do that again. And hey, I'm going to hold myself accountable so that way I can succeed. As people, and through these talks of what I've been discussing with mental strength and all of that, it's all about changing our thought process and start switching the gears from being a victim mentality to being, hey, you know what? No, I'm not a victim. No, I'm not, I'm not going to sit here and blame everybody else for my problems. Because guess what? Blaming everything and making excuses just doesn't get us anywhere. I did it for years. And trust me, it doesn't get you anywhere. All it does is compound your issues and make them even worse. So start taking accountability in your life. It's going to suck. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. But once you start, that's when that change starts. That's when things start looking better. That's when your mind is able to start analyzing situations from a different perspective, and you're able to move forward. And I keep saying that, but it's so true. Accountability is the number one, in my book, is the number one thing we need in order to progress. Because once we are accountable, it allows us to sit back and really evaluate everything that we're doing in our lives. I've had to do it. I've had to sit there and I've had to apologize. I've had to acknowledge and I've had to accept so many things that I didn't want to. I didn't want to take ownership there. I wanted to blame people for my situations. But I realized all that was doing was causing those problems to continue and to compound. But once I started taking accountability, I started realizing the areas that I needed to change. I had the ability to clearly see the path that I want in my life and acknowledge the mistakes that I had made and know that I'm not going to do that going forward. We all have the power inside us to be successful. We all have the power inside us to change. But in order to do so, we first have to start off with accountability and holding ourselves up to accountability and holding ourselves to a higher standard than others. So, my challenge for you today, ask yourself, am I taking accountability for the actions in my life? Am I taking accountability for the decisions I've made in the past and in the present? And if you're not, start. Stop blaming everyone. Stop blaming everything in your past. Stop making excuses. And start being accountable. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.